Welcome to video part two of the journey to college, College 101. So once you've gotten to school, there are going to be a lot of adjustments you need to make. Obviously, a big adjustment is not being home with your close family and friends. And it's a new experience academically as well as socially. So it's important to anticipate these things. You'll be in a new environment. And as I had said in the previous uh, video, you might have been in a scenario where you already have a ton of friends at home. You've made friends at sleepaway camp, and that's great. But college is different, and you need to actually work to anticipate and make new friends. Keeping in mind that social media has made things really tough when your other friends from home are at school and they're posting things on social media and it looks like they're having the best time and you're feeling anxious, just realize they're obviously only putting up the good stuff. So the best way to do the most for your own adjustment is to actually be proactive. Reach out to other people. Don't assume that you are the only person still trying to find your way in college. And then, as you can imagine, of course, healthy habits are always a good thing, not just for college students, but maybe this is the first time you are in charge of your food schedule. And you might need a little bit more than some downtime or a quick nap. You might need to get some help for your mental health. Don't be afraid to do that. Then, let's say you have started with adjusting, you should be aware of all the different things that are going to be pulling you in different directions. The primary one, of course, your class schedule. You may have a little bit of flexibility freshman year, not a whole lot, but beyond your classes, you are expected to spend more time studying outside of class. You get to pick when that works best for you. You also need to find time to include meals, sleep, fun. Don't forget to check in with your family and friends. Your parents, especially, might be having a hard time. So give them a call, text them, tell them when it's a good time for you to talk. Sometimes the best time might be when you're by yourself walking back from a class. Just a quick phone call to check in. As I mentioned, your first year, you might have only a little bit of flexibility in choosing when your classes are, because you're probably taking a lot of introductory level classes. Maybe they're big, giant lectures. But as you go through college, you may have a better opportunity if you decide that you're not great with an 8 a.m. class. You might be able to pick your classes not to start until at least 10:30. Then, of course, it's important for you to set up your study schedule. And maybe a way to do that is to meet people in your class to study together. Of course, physical activity. Maybe your school does have a phys ed requirement. You have to take phys ed to keep you going. But it's also social, as you can imagine, places to meet people, get involved in intramural sports just for the fun of playing. And the reality is, freshman 15 putting on that weight is very common because you have, in many schools, an unlimited meal plan, and you could stay in the dining room for an hour and a half with all your friends coming and going if that's what you want. And not that students who are freshmen in college are legally allowed to be drinking. The reality is you may have opportunities, and maybe I shouldn't use the word opportunities, but there may be times that you will be offered beer, alcohol, and there's calories in that too. In terms of your mental health, if you already are working with someone from home, then make a plan. See if that person is licensed and able to continue working with you while you're away. Otherwise, get something in place, and so that you are able to access mental and physical health when you are on campus. And the colleges do have resources. They may not be what you want when you want them, but they are certainly a good starting place. And you should know ahead of time what your insurance will cover. Be prepared. You are starting college to be doing all of these things, managing your time, having physical activity, getting involved. All of these things are really important for a new college student. Shifting gears a little bit to talk about your classes, at the beginning of the year, you're going to get a syllabus. Read it. Make sure you understand what the teacher, professor, as they are called in college, is telling you about the entire course. It is not okay for you to just assume that absences don't matter or that you can drop a low grade or get extra credit. Some professors do permit all of those different things, but you need to know that. And I say practice writing cursive. It's becoming less and less important, but you should at least know what script looks like to be able to write it and to read it, most importantly. And colleges are still developing what AI means in the classroom, on assignments. Make sure you understand the policy. And this is important because you certainly don't want to think that something's okay and then you put it into some type of AI, maybe even just to get feedback or proofreading. And that may not be okay to the professor. And that also can relate to collaboration rules. As I said before, it's great to have a study group, but there have been instances where study groups put together, combined notes, which on the one hand, great, fantastic to learn from. But in a class where perhaps your exam, one or more of them could be an open notes test because the teacher, professor, is looking to see not so much what you are able to recall, but how you can access information. And there have been instances where students who collaboratively put together their study materials were deemed to be cheating. You will have at least one advisor. Some colleges are proud to offer you multiple ones, but for most students, you kind of need to reach out. They don't come looking for you. And that is particularly true in the larger public universities. Make appointments with your advisors early. Talk to them. Find out what you should and can use your AP and college credit for. So you are in charge of that communication, and you don't want to find out that you have skipped over a requirement and now can't take a class you want to take or get into a specialized program. So please talk to your advisor. Okay, so this ends the second piece on the mental health and academics. The next video will talk more about some of the legal issues and requirements once you are on campus, not everybody's favorite topic.